Access Sacramento presents Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.
Round 2 of the 2018 CIF Sac-Joaquin Section Les Schwab Tires Football Championships, and that would be the quarterfinal round. And Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week originates from Elk Grove, where tonight at Mark Macris Memorial Stadium, the host Monterey Trail Mustangs take on the Pitman Pride of Turlock. Good evening and welcome to the show. Jim Domino is off on special assignment tonight, so I'm thrilled to be working with Mike Johnson in this quarterfinal coverage. I'm Will James. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you with us tonight for, Mike, what I think is a game of substance. They have a little bit of history with each other, but the history has been most significant.
No, it has been, and both teams have been in the playoffs many times since they opened. What's interesting about both teams, Pitman opened, I think, in around 2002, and TJ Ewing's group, this school right here, opened about 2004 or 5, so relatively pretty new schools in the grand scheme, but a lot of playoff experience.
They do indeed. Tom Tyler in his 6th year visiting Pitman, and in his 13th campaign here at Monterey Trail, TJ Ewing, and a rather illustrious career building this one from the ground up. Now, the last time these two teams squared off, a couple of years ago at postseason time, and it was down in Turlock.
Well, this game was tight all the way through. Final score was 35-21 Pitman Pride, but this game was 21-21 late in the fourth quarter till Pitman got 2 late strikes to pull out the victory and to move on into the playoffs.
That was a big victory for that program, and they were able to reach that next round, but Tom Tyler's ball club never yet has reached that semifinal round. A big test for him tonight. Now, the last outings, the playoffs started 1 week ago. Pitman was in action, and fortunately for them, they were able to play at home.
You know what? It's nice to play football. They got the win 40-21 over a Delta League team, Davis, and Davis is a much improved team this year. So I'm impressed with that score. I'm curious to see about Monterey Trail. It's new this year with the CIF. The first 4 seeds have a bye, and TJ Ewing's group, they didn't have a game last week, Will, and I was talking to TJ a little earlier about what it's like to be sitting at home while everyone else is playing. He thinks they're healthy, but that's something we're not used to doing, is having byes around here during playoff time. So that could be a big question mark for this group.
Well, he noted that was a bit of a challenge to keep his team on the edge without going over the edge. So we'll see. They did get a chance to rest and recover from injury and a chance to scout their rivals tonight. The impact players have to be clutch tonight. Clutch meaning excellent performance and no mistakes. And for Tom Tyler's outfit, the premium pride have to rise above.
Well, starting at quarterback, and he controls this wing T, is Trayton Fair. He's a senior. And their best running back is their halfback, Peyton Bass, who's also a senior. On the defensive side, recognize that last name, don't you, Tyler? It's because it's the head coach's son, Scott Tyler. He's one of the better defensive players on this squad. He'll start at defensive end, and followed up by the man in the middle, our inside linebacker, Matt Robinson. One thing that I see here, a bunch of seniors. This is a mature group that's coming in here tonight.
It is always an advantage to have the veterans out here in clutch time in the big time. Now, in contrast, head coach T.J. Ewing and his 10-0 Monterey Trail Ball Club will counter with the major Mustangs, and they have been major from start right up to this point in time.
Well, here's your dream football player, Zach Larrier. I've had the pleasure of preparing for this young man for 2 years in a row, and I'm really happy to be able to watch him in the stands. Not only is he a fine athlete, probably one of the best football players in our area, but he's just a great person, a leader on campus, and a wonderful student. He is the trifecta that you want on your football team, leading that team.
Well, the quarterback position is one of the first areas I go to during playoff time when I'm going to try to break something down. They're well fixed in that regard, as they are at the running back position, Mike.
Jaheel Budget, one of their top running backs, has rushed for over 1,000 yards. Not only is he a great running back, but he's one of their stars on defense as a defensive back. He is a force to be reckoned with. I'm expecting big things from him tonight.
We had an opportunity a few weeks ago to see his older brother running the football for Sac City, also a dynamite athlete. Defensively, the Mustangs bring plenty. They have had quite a stellar season on defense. Lauren Goodman will talk more about that later. But Andrew Almonte and company have done the job.
You know, in the past, everyone's always talked about Monterey Trail's veer and their offense. This might be the year of the defense. Now, their offense is good, but I think one of the difference makers in their 10-0 season has been their defense. And Andrew Almonte is one of the forces on that side of the ball.
They've got another force. They have many forces, but their leading tackler, definitely a premium force, and not many defensive standouts have this kind of a number.
Marcus Jones Jr., number 42. I expect to be saying his name all night long. He leads the Mustangs with 112 tackles this year. He also will play on the offensive side of the ball, something that you'll see a lot with Monterey Trail teams. A lot of their players will go both ways. Coach Ewing expects a lot out of his players.
Big test tonight for both of these clubs to advance into the semifinal round. We have the table set partially for you tonight. When we come back from this short break, we'll join Lauren Goodman. She has lots more on tonight's big playoff matchup here on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Welcome to the big show, Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Tonight we're in Elk Grove for a D1 quarterfinal round playoff game. Monterey Trail playing host to visiting Pitman of Turlock. Let's bounce it down to field level and Lauren Goodman.
Well, guys, tonight the Pitman Pride are led by Tom Tyler. In his 6th year at the helm, he's coming in with a 43-22 overall record for the Pride since he's been a head coach. 2018 has been his best season yet at 10-1 overall, and tonight is going to be his 4th playoff appearance. He's coming in with a 1-3 overall record in the playoffs, so tonight Pitman definitely have a chance to make things very interesting. For the home team, they'll be led by TJ Ewing. The Mighty Mustangs are coming into their best season yet under TJ in his 13th season overall. Ewing's the only head coach in school history. Nobody else has had this job but TJ, and he has led them down the path today. His best season overall in school history is coming this year. They went a perfect 10-0. They're also in their longest winning school streak, and they took the Metro League championship this year. Before this season, Coach Ewing had his best season in 2009, where he went 11-3, and he was the Co-Delta River League championship. Also that season, they made an SJS Finals appearance. So Coach Ewing definitely has the Mustangs in great hands. For our coaching series history tonight is going to be a spicy rubber match, and these two teams know each other very well. In the first meeting, Monterey Trail was able to dominate. Drake Toffee runs for 200 yards on the ground, and then Mike Calvin goes in the passing air for 3 touchdowns. Now, the Monterey Trail defense was in full force, grabbing away 5 takeaways, and the Mustangs led easily wire to wire in that victory. Now, in our most recent matchup in 2016, the Pride came back to avenge this loss in 2009. Jacob Perez runs for 139 yards in a TD, while Devin Bass adds on to 161 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, the defense closed the door in the 4th quarter for the Pride, giving them the victory 35-21 as they avenge that 2009 loss. Tonight is going to be a tiebreaker. Back to you, Will.
Well, thank you very much, Lauren. Certainly emotions running high, energy running high. These teams really ready to get it on, particularly Monterey Trail having had the bye last week. So they're chomping at the bit, as are we. So don't wander off. When we come back after this very short break, we'll take a look at some more playoff goodies for you to think about. Stay with us.
What if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Okay, welcome to the show. Thank you very much. I'm not hearing myself. I don't think the audio's up. From Monterey Trail High School, we've got quarterfinal round playoff action here in the CIF Sac-Joaquin section Les Schwab Tires Football Championships. Monterey Trail, an unblemished mark of 10-0, playing host this evening to the visiting Pitman Pride out of Turlock. Certainly when these playoffs are seeded by the committee the week prior to the playoffs opening, Mike Johnson, it's a task that really is never going to satisfy everyone. And sometimes the seedings can be quite misleading, and therefore a dilemma can arise based on how do we really measure strength of schedule. And our teams with lofty records, are they paper tigers, or should we consider them the real deal? So here are some crunched numbers indicating how these teams fared against their opponents overall and in league.
Well, both Pitman and Monterey Trail did not play in the strongest leagues this year. I would consider both leagues were down a little bit. And with their records very, very even with their opponents, you kind of have to ask yourself, who's playing better football, the southern teams or the northern part of the section? And traditionally, the northern side of the section plays better football. We've seen that in the playoffs. We don't see a lot of the southern schools making it far in the playoffs. So even though this looks like a pretty even contest with the opponent records, I would really swing the favor towards the Monterey Trail Mustangs tonight.
Well, they are seasoned. They've had the same coach the entire time of their existence. They have reached the Sac-Joaquin section championship game on 2 occasions. So I fully agree with that assessment, Coach Johnson.
In one other game on their schedule really stands out to me. Their opening game against the Sheldon Huskies, a Joe Catalico coach team, a very disciplined team, a team that now has a banner hanging in their gym as the Delta champions, Division I champions for the Delta League. They handled Sheldon back in early August, 41-6. That jumps out at me on their schedule. Now, that was really their last big contest of the season, so we'll see how it turns out for them on a week 12 contest right now to see if they still have that fire in them.
That is a key factor from early season to late season. Who's led up, who's peaking, and here's a look at the games in Division I being played elsewhere around the section that, of course, have immediate bearing on the outcome of tonight's contest, Mike.
There's some interesting games there. You've got Edison. It's never fun to play Folsom in the second round. I've had to do that a few years myself. Edison and Stockton's coming up to challenge Folsom. Edison brings a big offense. They've scored a lot of points. Sheldon and St. Mary's should be a great game down in St. Mary's tonight. And Turlock, who is Pittman's nemesis, is playing at Oak Ridge. So we have 2 Turlock teams up in Sacramento tonight.
An excellent evening for football. Fall conditions finally prevailing, Mike. After 12 weeks of action, we finally get some chilly weather, a little wind factor and so forth, and it just gives it that extra pizzazz that we're accustomed to at this time of year for the postseason.
No, this is what playoff football feels like. We didn't necessarily feel it last week. I mean, we're sitting at 48 degrees right now. This wind, there's not much wind, but I could tell you, it's cleared out a little. It would look a little smoky in the Sacramento area earlier today. To make the point, poor Paradise High School canceled their playoff game tonight because of everything that's happening up in Butte County. So these boys are lucky to be playing football tonight.
Fortunate indeed. Sometimes we take things for granted, but given the nature of the emergency and catastrophic conditions there, we're in pretty good shape. They have had the coin toss at midfield. A meager crowd thus far has turned out. We're anticipating a bit of a rush here as we get close to game time. But you've got a real treat in store coming up. The Monterey Trail Marching Band will be performing. And that is always an extra bonus. They are just tremendous and fare very well in regional competition.
They really support the football team, and I think the football team supports them right back. This is I've always been impressed playing here, watching their band and how organized they are. I mean, you're going to see that on the field right now.
This is always a terrific venue for us, Mike. The Mark Macris Memorial Stadium, excellent accommodations, and another gracious shout out to Monterey Trail Athletic Director David Coronado. assisting with our broadcast arrangements. Okay, set yourself back and enjoy the Star Spangled Banner, courtesy of the Monterey Trail Marching Band. As usual, another superior rendition of our national anthem, courtesy of the Monterey Trail Marching Band. Well, let's give you the setup. Magnitude is, what's at stake is a ticket to the semifinal round of this 2018 CIF Sac-Joaquin section Les Schwab Tires Football Championships. We've got a number 2 versus a number 7. And there you see TJ Ewing up along that Mustang sideline, guiding his ball club to a 10-0 mark and a Metro League championship.
You know, speaking of the Metro, you know, there was a big shift in the realignment for Monterey Trail this year, moving them into the Metro. And Coach Ewing tried real hard to keep this school in the Delta League. So this is a real new run for him.
It is, and there's no vague generality about him not really appreciating being dealt into the Metro, but we'll see how everything shakes out. Okay. Monterey Trail will do the booting, and there you see the men entrusted with keeping this game fair and square, assigned by the Northern California Officials Association. Referee Chuck Dorn wearing the white cap tonight. Umpire Frank Griffin. Don Nelson's our head linesman. Our line judge this evening, John Parker, and Mark Lawson will be our back judge. Mustangs set to kick off. The reliable Michael Lee to do the booting. And 2 Pride returners stationed outside the 5. It goes to the far side of the field. Nice downfield coverage and a modest run back. Romo on the run back, and they'll open shop 1st and 10 outside their 20. Let's take a look at this Pitman Pride offense. They run the wing tee, and they can put points on the board. They've got some crafty veterans and very versatile players headed by quarterback Trayton Fair. Partita, an outstanding 1,000-yard rusher at fullback. Bass, perhaps their best player. Nothing doing. Not today.
Referee signal was recovered by the Pride.
So right away, hard hitting. There's the Pitman interior line. Ruesga, Mattis Garcia, Favela, and Jaden Lee Brinkman, and they're assigned to keep the heat off Mr. Fair. No gain, 2nd and 10. Fair to throw. Left sideline. He's got a hookup, shy of a 1st down. Defense for Monterey Trail. Keenan, Pantoya, Almonte, and Spearman, one of your better front fours And the quartet of backers, of course, headed by leading tackler Marcus Jones. Just 3 deep in the secondary, but boy, they can cover at the corners. Ball hawkers and Crump, the free safety. A key 3rd down upcoming. Turn and give. Nice hole right up the middle. And doing the damage that time, number 1, Joey Vasquez. 1st down yardage for the Pride.
Pitman's pushing tempo right now. They're getting in and out of the huddle super quick, and the Mustangs are a little slow at reacting to the formations.
So the initial 1st down of the ball game puts the football at the Pitman 39, on the move, working left to right here in the early going. Bass sweeping left. Excellent lateral containment to shut that down.
Number 15, Peyton Bass on the end around.
Laurier was out there, and he got good help from 2 other Mustangs.
Gain of a long 5, short 6 on the play.
Nevertheless, he strung it for about a 6-yard pickup. We'll make it 2nd and 4 here.
Keep an eye on this line surge here. The battle right now is in the interior.
Inside running, nice power up. You know, we've heard a lot about Partita, Jacob Partita, number 5, 1,000-yard rusher at fullback, a real tough customer and a 2-way starter.
Jacob Partita on the carry, another 1st down for the Pride. They matriculate down the field, the 50-yard line right now, 1st and 10.
Well, Partita's not the biggest player on that offense by far, but boy, he runs low, keeps the shoulders low. He is a power runner.
Quick off the ball. They don't waste much time out there. They call a play and get it run. Short yardage, and they're into Monterey Trail territory at the Mustang 48-yard line. We're just underway here at Monterey Trail High, and let's take another look at that last play.
That's well played by Thaddeus Hills for Monterey Trail. They ran a little down, and they're right back at it with a counter.
Boy, look at that lateral containment to the far side of the field. Lots of foot speed out there.
Breaks several tackles, but still runs for a very short gain at best.
Hills again in on that stop.
3rd and moderately long for the
Pitman's showing some team speed right now. I haven't had a chance to see them this year, but they are a quick football team.
Well, they limited that to 1-yard pickup again. Another key 3rd down upcoming. They need a long 6 to sustain here unless they want to run on 4th. Whistles are going to halt this play. So time taken here at the 9:55 mark. And a spirited opening few minutes here. But the momentum right now with the visitors in this first possession is extremely crucial.
Well, I hope our audience has got their food. This game's going to be fast tonight, and you can see the tempo that we're being played at. We haven't even seen Monterey Trail yet. The wing tee is just like the veer. It's very precise, a precision type of an offense. I'm curious to see now. We're going to see Trayton Fair possibly put this thing in the air to get this 1st down.
Well, we definitely considered the passing game as being one of our key considerations, and we'll delve into that a little bit more detail down the way a little bit. But both teams can throw the football, and they've got some outstanding receivers to go get it. 3rd down. He looks to throw, flips it. That looks like a circus catch over on the far sideline. Was he in bounds?
Yeah, he was. Peyton Bass, that's a big target. He came dragging right across the middle.
See, he's probably their best ball player, and he's a double threat. He's rushed for 1,000, and he's their top pass catcher. Look at that juggle.
Yeah, he actually dropped the initial catch. Great concentration on his part. First down and moving the ball.
1st and 10 from the 37. Inside run play, stuffed and shoved back. Hills, very, very tough on that play, leading the tackling effort. And he got some help there from Casares.
It's going to be hard to run that trap on Monterey Trail's interior defense. There's some big defensive linemen sitting there waiting for it.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Football parked at the Mustang 36. He rolls, looks, fires down the middle. Incomplete.
Pass ball is incomplete. However, there's a flag in the backfield.
So we'll see about the penalty. Chuck Dorn wearing the white cap. So the Pride have the benefit. Looks like a roughing the passer, I suppose.
It was a roughing the passer.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, 15-yard penalty.
Okay, that's huge. Mark it on your log. 1st and 10 as the drive continues, aided by some penalties. Football parked at the Mustang 21.
Ball on the ground. Ball on the ground.
Yes, it is. Monterey Trail has a fumble recovery. And what a big play that is right there. Jermaine Spearman, one of that vaunted front four.
That's the one thing you can't do in these offenses is put the ball on the ground. You lose all momentum right there.
They did. They controlled the clock.
They
drove
did.
the field, and they cough it up in the red zone. Monterey Trail will open up outside their 10. We'll call it the 11-yard line, and the hard hitting continues. So Zach Laurier and company will set their offense in a moment, but whistles are going to blow this play dead. The Mustang offense has the Veer engine, and here's how the turnover occurred.
Offsides against the Mustangs.
Boom, right there. A helmet right on the football. And coughing it up, Drevin Dickey, backup fullback.
So Monterey Trails is working through a little cobwebs right now, I think, of having this bye.
-5. Football back at the 6.
There he goes.
Open daylight running to the near sideline. Can they catch him? I don't think so. Check him out. And Victor Oliver takes it home.
Well, that's one way to respond, to get your crowd back in the game.
The Veer offense can explode.
90-yard touchdown run by Victor Oliver. Strangely enough, that is not the longest run of the season for the Mustangs. We do have a sideline warning against the Mustangs.
I guess they call it officially a 90-yard run. Unless I misunderstood that. Chuck Dorn, game referee, is going to get a hold of control here.
And who would have guessed that Victor Oliver would score the first touchdown for Monterey Trails? Good for him.
Michael Lee on for the PAT high snap. Spotted clean on the way. Got it. At 8:50 of the first blood to the Mustangs. Here's how. Open, daylight, broke a tackle. Show me the speed. And 7 players chased him, but he's got a convoy. Very impressive. And on the season, Oliver ran for 563 yards in only 8 games.
Wow.
And 5 scores make it 6 now. That the longest of the bunch.
And what's exciting to watch, too, Jaheel Budget, number 14, who has already 17 touchdowns this year, he's leading the caravan down. He looks like he's more excited about the touchdown of his partner. That's team football.
It is team football. So, Lightning strikes quickly. A nice sustained drive, aided by a couple penalties. The Pride get in the red zone. Turnover. I think that was one of our considerations.
Yes.
And team speed and rushing. Boy, tough luck for the Pride. Explosive execution for the Mustangs.
I think I said something about cobwebs about a minute ago. I think I might take that back. I think the cobwebs have disappeared.
Michael Lee on to do the booting. Low line drive taken at the 10 by one of the up men. Trying to find some daylight, but it closes up fast. Again, excellent downfield coverage on special team execution by the Mustangs on the meager run back by Sergio Romo. So 1st and 10, Pride down 7, trying to pull it back together.
Well, we're going to see if Pitman stays with their game plan. They've been a real run-first team so far this game, 1st and 2nd down.
On 1st down, nothing doing. There was no hole there. It was sealed off and filled in. The pursuit factor by these quick defensive linemen is tremendous, and their defense all year long has been dynamite. They don't give up much. Okay. They lost a yard, 2nd and 11. He wants to throw, fires right, has a short hook up and a broken tackle. Extra yardage and a key 1st down registered there. They needed that. Denzel Steckren, their top wideout, back from an injury for the Davis game. And welcomed back. Let's take a look.
Well, Pitman might have to go to the air a little bit here like they just did to spread out this Monterey Trail bog. Monterey Trail's really clogged in the middle, so they might have to let Trayton Fair open this up a little bit.
Football to the 47. A nice Bass trying to go left, gets tagged hard and shoved forward. A jarring hit. Keenan, ooh-wee. Their defensive ends, Spearman and Keenan, are hit like a ton of bricks, and inside the quick Pantoja. And
Keenan, speaking of bricks, he's a wall. He is just parking himself over on that right side.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Okay, they run it to midfield. Tough yards there again. On the carry, you know, they've really got to find fullback in Jacob Partita. He carries to the midfield stripe. Give him 4 on the carry, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and long 7, close to 8.
Well, we have another throwing down here. And they've had success. Pittman's had success throwing the ball so far today.
He sure does want to throw. Chased hard, throws on the run, has a hook up across the middle, and that's going to be a big gainer to Steckran on the foot race to the goal line. Touchdown, Pride. Steckran from Fair covering 50 yards, and just like that, the Pride glide.
Passing game. I think they found something in the coverage.
They sure did. Fair to Steckran, 50. Okay, spin the replay dial. Fair looks right all the way and then pops it over the middle. Laurier trying to chase him, but too much speed there by an all-league wide receiver. So on for the PAT, spotted clean, chipped, and Caden Speckens punches it home. We are tied at 7, and we got ourselves a game. Here's another look at the scoring connection.
Steckren did a great job at just settling in the soft zone. He found that hole. And that's Zach Larrier, who did not come up with the tackle, and that doesn't happen often.
He did not, and there you see a valiant effort on the chase down deep in the secondary, but to no avail. Prophet Brown chasing. We're tied at 7. We're going to keep it right here for the ensuing kickoff, and we were assured by our veteran game referee, Chuck Dorn, that all courtesies will be extended to our broadcast format, and we sure like that cooperation. So just like that, that was a huge touchdown right there to answer.
Well, it's interesting. If we look at our stats, I think Pitman has probably run 10 to 12 plays for close to 100 yards. Monterey Trail, one play today. And we're halfway through the first quarter.
Yes, Dave Larson crunching our numbers, a 94-yard play. And Victor Oliver showed his backside numbers to the Pride Pursuit on that long run, but Steckren did the same thing in return. They couldn't catch him. 122 rushing yards already for the Pride here, and we're just at the midway mark of the first. Felipe Lopez set to kick off for the Pride, drawing even here at 7-7. Twin Mustang returners stationed at the 10. It's a short pooch. Run back to the near side. Big speed again down the sideline, and you can forget it. Wow! How about that? Eli Mirza. How about some early shock treatment?
Well, this is a track meet. We have come to a track meet.
Boy, talk about some big plays. We'll get another look at that in due time and be able to measure that for you, but it was a short pooch designed to limit the return, but the downfield coverage was not there. Lee on for the PAT, swipe it and put it in the book. At 6:35, here's how the Stangs retake the lead.
But I'll tell you, they had a return set up on this. So this wasn't just made up. They've seen this kick before.
Mirza takes it home to give him the lead. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Lourdes Stefan, host of Univision's Sal y Pimienta. Cancer doesn't just change the way you feel, it changes the way you look. From losing your hair, even your eyebrows, to changes in your skin and nails, cancer treatment can rob you of your confidence and self-esteem. But Look Good, Feel Better changes all that. More than 800,000 women have learned how to address the appearance side effects of cancer.
Well, we cannot consider the setups of the two Mustang touchdowns as drives. They were mere scoring plays. 14 seconds for the first, 12 seconds for the second. And it doesn't get much quicker than that in response. Ooh-wee. So, based on that turn of events, go ahead and pull your seatbelt tighter. This may be a long score fest tonight. Michael Lee. A bobble. Trouble. And poor field position at the 10 on the ensuing kickoff. A mix-up. Special teams, another consideration.
Yeah, on field position, even though field position hasn't seemed to hurt either team at this point.
Well, I know Fair and the offense do not really celebrate the fact that they're opening at their 10-yard line against a rampaging defense that flies to the ball. However, they've got firepower, and they've already stung this defense that only allows 9 points a game. Well, they run Bass off the left side. No gain.
Ran into the wall of Keenan again. They keep running to the defensive right side, which I don't understand because there is nothing there right now.
No gain. 2nd and 10 from the 10. The play comes in from the sideline with one replacement. I got to believe they're going to, well, I don't speculate anymore, do I?
You do.
Okay. From the 10, 2nd and 10. They don't want to make it be 3rd and 10, and a whistle's going to halt things here. Delay of game, and the predicament goes from bad to worse.
So I'm waiting to see when Coach Ewing dials up some heat on this quarterback. It's going to come at some point here. He's been playing it kind of safe up to this point.
2nd and 15 from the 10. Throw out to the left side, short, complete. Good for about a 10-yard gain.
Nice tackle.
Okay. Yeah, the defense has made its mark in 10 games. Look at those numbers, Mike.
Well, they're 90 points on the season. I mean, that's why they're 10-0, Will. And that's including 24 sacks and 22 takeaways.
Let's come back to that. Meantime, they run right, short yardage. They are shy of a first.
So there's our first punt situation of the night.
Yes. And again, back to the no trespassing sign. 24 sacks and 22 takeaways, evenly split with picks and recoveries. They've dealt 4 shutouts and have had 59 tackles for losses. Okay, they show punt. It's fair. And he boots out of there.
It's a low kick.
It is a low kick.
Returnable.
Yes, it is.
Here we go again.
From the 45. And he breaks loose on a stop-and-go move. Eli Mirza. How about some special teams lighting it up? He took it at the Monterey Trail 45-yard line. And they're going to spot it at the 13-yard line.
Field position. And here comes Monterey Trail with their second offensive play of the night.
40-yard return to set this up in the red zone. Turn and give. Left side run is stymied and shut down and shoved back. No gain. Excellent containment on budget that time. And I think it's fair to credit Matt Robinson on that stop, 33. Okay, this offense is explosive. They're averaging 49 points a game. We'll give you that lineup in a moment after this play. Watch yourself now. Laurier hands off, and they go inside the 10 for short yardage. Zach Laurier has some superlative credentials. Oliver and Budget, what a tandem there. While perhaps their most underrated standout. And Crump, the top wide receiver, he's got 22 catches, Mike, half of them for touchdowns.
I'd say that's pretty successful.
And Mirza, you've seen him work. The offensive line, outstanding. 3rd and 7 from the 10. Quick opener, a straight ahead blast, and they don't get much, maybe to the 6.
So the first big decision of the night. Do we run the field goal squad on, or are we going for it for 4th down? And I'm going to guess we're going to stay on the field.
Well, the Pride defense is being put to the test right here and now. They're down 4 headed by Jerron Azevedo and Scott Tyler. Nice bookends at the DN positions. Hang on. Watch yourself. Here's 4th down. Toss. Run wide. They're trying to go with budget. Turn the corner. I don't know if he got in or not. Let's see what they do. Chuck Dorn wears the white cap. It's definitely a...
We have a flag on the play. They're going to call a hold out on the edge.
Okay. So, that's a mistake. Chuck Dorn calling the shots.
Block in the back on the offense.
Okay, so wipe out the sweep. It'll remain 4th down. Now, TJ Ewing, hands in pockets, now hands behind back. Rick Arcuri there, having a quick chat. Here we go. Running wide, near side. Slip one man, but run out of room. Boy, that was a punishing shot right there, taken by number 19, Prophet Brown. Bass really shivered his timbers on that.
Oh, he did.
Okay, let's take another look at that. That took a long time to develop, but good containment. A little stop and go. He got past the first man, and then running straight up, got drilled.
Took it right between the, right in the chest.
Oh, yeah, and Bass had to look him down.
No, he
okay,
did.
okay. We know you did it.
Boy, I would have guessed that Crump. We would have seen a fade route to Crump on that play.
So the ball goes over, 1st and 10. Sweep left, drag down from behind. Oh, my word. Jones.
He's fast. Boy, did he close.
Oh, he came in with 112 stops and just was dynamite on that.
Monterey Trail's really settled down right now defensively with this wing T, especially their run plays.
Loss of 2 on this. There you see Bass trying to get outside. Right. Nothing doing, no trespassing. Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. 1:50 to go in the quarter. Right side run and a cut back into a hard shot. 3 Mustangs there. Garza, a scrappy mini back. Keenan, boy, continues to impress. Well, they've inched out a little bit. It's going to bring up, they're going to need about 8 or 9 yards to get a first here.
Watch the tight end over the middle.
Roll right to the near side, looking, pumping, firing, out of bounds. He had to get rid of it.
Great coverage. That was great coverage.
It was. Everybody was covered, and some real heat coming up from behind in the person of Kevin Adams. So that is called a stop.
And here's our second punt of the night. I'll tell you, every special teams play has been exciting up to this point.
4th and 9, punt formation shown. Step and kick, high and very short. Out of bounds right in front of the Monterey Trail bench at about the 35-yard line. So just a shade under a minute remaining in the quarter, but terrific field position upcoming again for the Mustangs.
Well, I think they were tired of watching these return guys run up and down the field. That's one way of stopping it.
14-7, Monterey Trail on top. After trailing 7-0, they clicked for 2 explosive long-range touchdowns to seize the lead. Now set up again. Oliver in motion, and whistle stopped the play. That is an unforced mistake.
You know, again, I'm going to go back to what we talked to earlier of having an entire week off of football. The train's not real smooth at this point. Now, this could change with the play throughout the game, but it's not. It's been a little clunky offensively.
-5, make it 1st and 15 from the Pride 36. Backs are split, and now motion shown by Oliver. Laurier rolls, fires. He's got him out there in the flat. Nice sidestep move, shifty footwork.
It's a nice first down play, throwing the ball. Budget shifty.
Oh. They got back 12 out of the 15 they needed, and here's how they did it. They need a long 2 here on 2nd down. Left side run, turn the corner, plenty of room to the 10. Bounced out near the 5, and they just continue to rack it up. Budget has had a splendid year, and tight end Brandon Waugh out there with the key block.
That's just a play that says we're faster than you on the edge.
Let's take another look. Tucked it in his left hand, straight arm right in the face. Beautiful job. Protect the ball, ward off the defender. Finally, the free safety up to make the stop. Toward the goal line. Touchdown, Mustangs. And it's Victor Oliver cashing it in.
Well, the train's starting to move. It's going.
It is starting to move. And downhill.
And this is going to put a little pressure on Pitman offensively, because I don't know if they're going to be able to just run the wing tee at these guys and stay in the game.
They beat the clock and score at the James Bond mark. 007 PAT on target. And another look as we go to break. Fake. Stick it right in his gut, and Oliver, not any trouble getting in there. We'll be right back. Stick around. Monterey Trail rolling.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are a very intelligent young woman. You're very smooth.
You're very smooth yourself.
You have no idea.
Well, we continue here with just 7 seconds remaining in the opening quarter, but fireworks galore in the opening session here. Right now, 21-7, host Monterey Trail. Kickoff at about the 3.
Great coverage again.
It certainly was. Excellent job. And we have played one here. After the first 12, Monterey Trail takes one on the chin to go down 7 and answers with 3 straight tees. We'll be right back. Mustangs rolling.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Selfie. Nailed it.
We open second quarter action here at Monterey Trail High School in this Division I quarterfinal round playoff game. Monterey Trail on top 21-7. The Pride in an important possession here. Fair rolls and fires. He's got a short hook up out there. And again, he goes to his reliable fullback, Jacob Partita. Short gain. And Lauren Goodman has something extra for us. Lauren?
Well, guys, I got to talk to TJ Ewing about the bye week. One of the coaches that experienced it for the first time ever. He talked about having a challenging week, but a great week. Guys got to challenge themselves athletically, and it got really competitive on that Mustang side. Hopefully, they'll get it tuned up and going here as we start the second quarter. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Lauren. Yes, indeed. This is a little bit of tension time for all coaches, but I know one thing. I'd rather be on top by 14 than down 14.
You know, Pitman is showing their run and pass formations right now with their fullback. He lines up on the front toes of the quarterback when they've thrown so far tonight, and he's lining up on the heels when they run. So it's just a little key maybe to look for as we go through this series.
I love that. Thank you very much for the inside tip, Mike Johnson. And when we see that again, we'll perhaps get a closer look and little zoom action on fullback Victor Partita. He wears number 5, and he's a standout 1,000-yard rusher, but that's why we have the expert eyes in the analysis position.
Well, those are little keys coaches are always looking for. Any little edge you can get, but we'll see if it holds true.
You see Partita, number 5, to the right of their huddle, and there's that outstanding, rampaging Mustang defensive unit right there. Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Whistles kill the play.
Encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Well, Chuck Dorn makes the call, but that should result in a first down, and it does. Third penalty against Monterey Trail. 1st and 10. Park it just outside the Monterey Trail 30. They smack it in the middle and get a couple. Those are what I call tough yards, Mike.
Running right back into the wall that is Mario Keenan.
Partita meet Mr. Keenan.
Keenan and Spearman are just anchor these edges. They're just two really good football players that they're hard to move.
Yes, they are. Love that front 4. Fire over the middle. Boom! What a gutsy effort right there on that pass route. And I'll tell you, Denzel Steckren earned his keep and my respect laying it out there. And he got greeted, and Budget put it on him. Yes. Let's take another look. Fair, the quarterback, number 12. There's the end of the play, and Budget 14 delivered the hit. And Steckren still feeling the ill effects of that collision. There's Budget. Let's take a look at the reception and the tackle here. Boom, midsection on the button.
All on the shoulder, completely legal. Completely legal. That's a great hit.
Well, Denzel's going to come out of the ball game for at least a play.
He'll be back.
He will be back. So I'm glad to see he's up. He's one of the standouts, one of the best in the section. If you'll notice on the play, Fair didn't put much on this pass. It was a lob, and it strung him out, and he paid the price on that. 1st and 10. Credit Steckman from the 42. Left side run. Bass, tough to bring down, finally spun out of bounds at the Mustang 45.
Monterey Trail's quarterback, Zach Larrier, is getting more hits and run on the defense tonight than he has on the offense.
We've seen Bass run and catch. He is a very, very equally balanced double threat. Another first down. They try to go wide unsuccessfully. And that D-line again, you know, they got some linebacking help there. Hills is a real tough inside backer.
Oh, he is, and again, this is being anchored by Keenan and Spearman. They're just setting the edges.
No gain. 2nd and 10. Football just a hair inside the Monterey Trail 45. Early second quarter, 21-7. Monterey Trail in charge. Fair rolls, looks, has some time, fires high to the right side over Partita's head. Incomplete.
They've been picking on the Monterey Trail's flats all night. The flats are open, and they found it. They just have to make the connection on that pass.
Partita upset with himself that he wasn't able to get to that, and he may have broke off that route a little bit early, but it puts them behind the 8 ball here with 3rd and 10. But I wouldn't be surprised if it comes to that, if Coach Tyler decides to use all 4 of his downs with the idea that he needs to get back in this game.
I agree, and the punt game hasn't been great anyway, so you might as well.
3rd and 10, moment of decision. Fair again rolls right. Fires up the sideline to no one in particular. Intercepted, but was he in bounds?
He was.
He was. How about Adams? My, that was acrobatic. Another turnover.
And here comes the train again. I mean, this is what Monterey Trails does with their veer.
The throw was high up along the sideline from Fair, and you can see over the receiver's head. And look at that tightrope ride there to stay in bounds. Beautiful. 1st and 10 from the Stang 25. Quick hitch, right side, incomplete. It was a forward pass, but over Budget's head. 2nd and 10.
Not used to seeing Monterey Trail throwing on first down. That's not typically what comes with this offense.
No, it
They
isn't.
usually don't throw on first down very often. They had success. They did it the last time, too.
Well, you raised a great point earlier. I mean, Larrier has thrown for 1,000 plus, and that might be a first ever for a Mustang quarterback. Motion in the backfield, and a whistle is going to kill the play.
Got movement on the offense again.
Oliver went motion.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
That is at least 4 penalties on the Mustangs. 2 of them were 5-yarders, and the other 2 were major penalties.
Their timing's off. Their timing's been off all night.
All night, except for at least 3 plays that are
good call. 2 of which were special teams plays.
Yes. Timing is everything. So, again, we allude to the bye week.
Exactly.
And some concerted defense by the Pride. Fire right, got to hook up on it, split the defenders, and bounce it outside for extra. Cut it back and spin. Dropped shy of the 35. Boy, I swear, that was beautifully done. What a nice effort there. Crump, individual effort after the catch, 2nd effort.
Just great patience with the ball.
Here he comes. Andre Crump steps over that tackler. Fine job. Gain of 8. 3rd and 2. Inside blast. Looks like it has first down yardage on the power play. So Oliver, a big back, move the chains.
Just point out that if you look at Monterey Trail's offensive line, most of them are down in a 4-point stance, something you just don't see. They're aggressive. They get off the ball and they stay low, real low. That's unique to Monterey Trail.
Oh, I love those insights, Coach Johnson. Under center this time. Laurier, short drop, look right and fire, and he's got another reception to Crump, who's chased out of bounds just shy of midfield. And he's got another first down. Move him. Take a look. Had little mustard on that one. And stays on his feet. Bass shoves him out, unable to drop him though. 1st and 10 Mustangs. At the Monterey Trail 48.
Lined up offsides.
I don't understand that, Coach.
Dead ball. Encroachment on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Well, that's at least 5, and 3 of them are 5-yarders.
Yeah, it was. That was Brandon Hall on the right edge. His head was lined up over the ball.
Well, wouldn't expect that for such a experienced veteran all-star. But stranger things have happened. It's now at the 43-yard line as they lose 5. It's a 1st and 15. Toss and work left. Budget turns the corner. Big time speed. Down the sideline. They can't catch him. But a flag has been tossed at the point where he turned the corner. Boy, Budget exceeded.
No, you know what?
On Pitman. Touchdown counts.
Touchdown Mustangs on the big-time burst by Jahil Budget, number 14. And boy, did he show some speed there. Take a bow.
Boy, they sure throw that in that holding area. That usually is never a sideline warning when that flag hits that spot.
A 57-yard touchdown burst. All the scoring plays have shown distance.
You know, we're close to being 28-7 middle of the second quarter, and I bet Coach Ewing's upset right now. And I bet he's upset because it's not polished. You know, as a head coach with what he wants to do, it just hasn't been polished yet.
Michael Lee with the PAT, and here's the Budget scamper. Toss from Laurier. Works outside and turns it up. The lateral containment wasn't there. Ooh, daddy. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin? Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Well, there you see the numbers lopsided already as we haven't reached midway second yet. Monterey Trail really showing some prolific offense and special teams play. Kickoff just outside the goal line. I don't know about that judgment. And he's drilled at the 15 and shoved back. And Romo took a chance there trying to give his team a boost, but that didn't work out.
Antonio Williams with a textbook tackle. That was a nice hit.
The scoring drive, 4 minutes, 55 seconds, capped off by the budget 57-yard sprint. Big pile up crossing the 15-yard line. Bass, number 15 there. He'll get a lot of touches tonight, and Marcus Jones gets up off the bottom. Not much to show for it. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
At some point tonight, Pitman's going to start opening. They're going to have to open this up. They're going to run out of time with a ball-controlled offense.
Well, they better start looking for Streckran, number 11. Quick opener. They blast out for a nice little burst, but it's covered up quickly and minimized. And again, Adams is coming up big on the defensive side for the Mustangs. Kevin Adams, number 80.
Brandon Garcia for Pitman's down.
Gee, we don't like to see that.
No. He's trying to work it out, though. Give that kid a lot of credit. You get at this time of the year, nobody wants to leave the football field.
Well, he's a tough guy. There you see TJ Ewing with the hand signals to his defensive unit. And head coach Tom Tyler of the Pitman Pride out there on the field wanting clarification from the head linesman. Does not appear satisfied with that reply. So 2 late subs come in. Clock rolls. That defensive unit right there is rather dynamic. Turn and give. Nice, tough, hard-nosed running, but short dividends on that. The hard work, of course, credited to Colby Vieira.
Got the first down. Did the job.
Did indeed. Fresh set of downs. So the football out to the 27-yard line. Nothing doing, right side running. They try to go with Garza on the sweep, and Marcus Jones.
He's running the ball down everywhere on the field.
Let's take a look. 42, Marcus Jones Jr.
It's just a straight counter.
Boom. Chopped.
And I don't even know if he's reading guards, reading anything. He's just flying to the ball.
Yes, he is. Fair to throw. Deep left side. Overthrown. He had Denzel Steckran open on kind of a broken route. Laurier with the coverage. Good-looking ball player right there. Coach Tyler and the staff were very happy to see him return to active duty after an injury had sidelined him late in the season. Third and 10.
And he's off the field. He's one of their better players. He's off the field at 3rd and 10 right now.
Well, I don't know. Don't want to speculate, but he might not be at 100%.
Yeah.
He's going to throw and fires, guns it out to the right side, incomplete. A low bullet intended out there for Ricardo Aguilar. And they ran the string out. It's 4th and 10. There you see Budget out in the flat with coverage and probable punt upcoming from quarterback Trayton Fair.
Antonio Williams back to return this. Curious to see if they're going to kick him the ball. It's been the dilemma of the day.
It has indeed. So Fair standing at his 15, angles it to the right side, but it drifts to the middle, taking it to 35, and that's it. Great downfield coverage on that play, and Aguilar gets the credit.
Danced a little too much on that one. Got caught.
He did. However, another stop for the Mustang defense and another setup in terrific field position.
Well, Pitman has not been able to stop the outside run all night long, and I'm curious to see if Trail's going to come right back to it again. And I know Coach Ewing, he'd be happy running 5 minutes off this clock right now.
Under center, Laurier, straight drop back, and he wants to wind up and throw the home run ball just over Crump's outstretched arms.
Throwing on first down again.
Andre Crump, as Laurier laid that one out. That was about 45 in the air, and should have gone 44.
That was the kill shot. That, I take back. They wouldn't be happy running the ball for 5 minutes. They're going after it.
Yes, they are. So, 2nd and 10, Laurier, a look to the bench. And the Stangs come up to the line. They've substituted. Short yardage on a straight shot. Clock rolling at the 4:40 mark. We're on the flip side of quarter number 2 with Mike Johnson and Lauren Goodman. I'm Will James. Happy to have the coverage tonight of this Division I quarterfinal round playoff game. Right now, Monterey Trail in full control. Laurier, another straight drop. Now he's chased, flips to the sideline. A diving catch, but wasn't in bounds.
They're giving it to him.
Crump stretches all the way out. Outstanding. Okay, let's take a look and perk your ears.
So we are trying to set it, but it isn't lagging behind. That's why it seems like the down distance. Clock works fine.
Well, tremendous effort.
Yep, that was
tremendous effort. 1st and 10.
It moves the chains.
Mustangs on the move at the Pride 49. And they blast angle right to the 45, gain of 4.
So Monterey Trail's in a situation they could do a 2-for-1 right now. They could run this clock out, score, and get the ball at the kickoff in the second half and end this game. They know this. And you're going to see this going all the way down the field.
Little strategizing at the present time. 2nd and 6. They line up on the near hash mark.
He lined up over the ball again, right side.
Gee whiz, 6 penalties, and I think 4 of them are dead ball penalties.
Yes. Just alignment.
Well, I suppose it could easily
encroachment
be.
on the offense.
Yeah.
Lining up offside once again. Back him up 5. 2nd down and 11.
There you see the coaching counterparts upcoming. We'll have on the right Tom Tyler, on the left TJ Ewing. Looking on, serious. Short drop and fire over the middle, a hookup, an immediate tackle, but it looks like first down yardage, and Mirza with the sure hands.
Gets hit hard by number 1, Joey Vasquez.
Well, they're not spotting it very lavishly. They may measure this one.
We have an injury timeout on the field.
Boy, I'm sorry to see that. A fallen Pride player.
Joe Vasquez, their corner, also plays on the offense.
3-year veteran. I didn't see what happened on that particular play, but not good. I won't even speculate on that, but at the 3:23 mark here, late second quarter, a quick recap. The Pitman Pride stormed out of the blocks in this game and drove the field and scored the first TD. to take the 7-0 lead, but since then it's been all Monterey Trail. Let's see if we can see perhaps how the injury occurred. Well, that had to be it right there.
The CIF Sac-Joaquin section.
Well, gee whiz, tough luck right there.
To those of you who fight and win
And
battles
he
every
might
day,
need some
on and
assistance
off the
coming
ring,
off the field. He will. It's Partita to give him an arm. And now the trainer. Well, I'll hate to see that.
Yeah, it's an ankle. You can put any weight on it.
The football parked at the Pride 39-yard line. 1st and 10. And we're still not ready to go yet, but it's been clear that Monterey Trail has been playing downhill exclusively. One more look at that unfortunate injury resulting from this pass play. There he is right there making the tackle, and he rolled the left ankle, it looked like.
Right.
Okay. Just situational. Back to action, 1st and 10. Backs are split behind Laurier. Short drop, look left, pump fake, and deep sideline. Got a man out there. Just overthrown and a little off target to Eli Mirza.
He had him. He's going to be frustrated about that throw. He had him.
Incomplete. Nice ball deception with the look off. And had time. 2nd and 10. Clock stopping at the 3:06.
Garza really jumped on that out too. Laurier had him. That's going to upset him.
So let's see what they go back to on 2nd and 10. Laurier back under center. Down the line, pitch to Budget. Cut it hard up the middle of the field. Step away from a man. Turn on the speed. I don't think they can get to him. Touchdown Mustangs from 39. Ooh, daddy.
He's having himself quite a night.
Yes, he is. Another look, and he did this on his own after that initial burst. He cuts it real sharp right there and went through 2 players and stripped away those 2. Got a block on Bass. On for the PAT, Mr. Lee. Snap, spot, boot, and got it at 2:55. They're on the board again, and Budget right there runs through 4 tacklers and gets a block on Bass from number 50, and I got to call him out because it was a lovely block. We'll be right back for more. Noah Casares with the block. Stay with us.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Well, the Monterey Trail Mustangs continue to rev their Veer engine and have had quite a field day so far in this first half that's not yet complete. Scoring plays, 4 of the 5 covering some distance, 94, 65, 57, and 39. Here's the Lee kickoff. Puts his foot into that one to the 1. Another good run back, but not much of a payoff for Romo there as he makes the 24. 1st and 10 Pride with 2:48 to go in the half, and Coach Tyler would love to see a hurry-up offense and get some points on the board here, and they've got the weapons that can do it. And so we're going to have to look for Bass and Partita, and I don't know about Steckran. We'll see about his condition. 35-7, 35 unanswered points. Well,
they're in a tough position right now. Yeah, with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left, I'm sure Coach Tyler wants to get out at halftime at this score and not give the ball back to Monterey Trail.
Colby Vieira with the short gain. Marcus Jones Jr. another stop on D. We'll give him 4 on the play, make it 2nd and 6.
Curious to see if we'll see a timeout if they don't move the ball here.
Left side run. Time consuming. This time they gave it to Bass, unable to shake loose. Shy of a first, just by a yard. Gain of 5. Let's take a look at Bass here, one of the better players in the section. Well, Brandon Waugh, tough as nails out there on the edge.
And Steckran's back in the game now, down low.
Closer to 2 is what they need. Fair wants to throw, sets up, rushed hard, and dropped for a big loss of about 10. They were all over him, and the irrepressible Jermaine Spearman led 2 other teammates to the quarterback.
Monterey Trail burns a timeout. They're not content with 35. They want the ball back.
Yes, they do. So timeout on the field. Let's just keep it right here for a moment with 1:13 left, and looks like we'll get the added bonus of more entertainment from this dynamite Monterey Trail marching band. But there you see the Pitman Pride circled on that far sideline, and gee whiz, it's a tough spot for a coach to be in.
Well, Pitman looks like they played a game last week, and Monterey Trail looks like they had a bye last week. So this is, again, the first time this has ever happened with the playoff structure. But sitting up here just watching the tempo, the body language, Pitman looks like they're playing in their 12th contest, and Trail is fresh. Trail's excited to be playing football.
Making some mechanical mistakes, but
not physical. Not physical.
So 4th and 11, punt formation shown by Fair and the Pride in the danger zone. He'll punt from outside his 10. Good snap. A low line drive that's going to take a Pride bounce, but fielded at the Monterey Trail 48 and to the near side. A nice little run back on a scattered field there. So we'll go ahead and extend our compliments to Antonio Williams on the run back, and about a minute left here. Let's see what TJ Ewing has in mind.
1 minute. So that punt netted 10 yards after the run. Special teams.
Well, again, dynamite field position. Mustangs are set up at the Pride 34. Minute left. Drop back, fire for the left corner, underthrown, a leap, incomplete. Okay, Lauren, what you got? Not quite yet. Okay, we'll reset here with 2nd and 10. Boy, they wanted it all at once.
They
didn't
did, but it's funny because they've scored on run plays of over almost 40 yards every time.
Peyton Bass with the coverage, maybe thinking they're picking on him at this point in time, but he's one of the best.
And he's one of their best-looking kids on that side.
So they're still at the near hash mark. They deploy double wideouts to the left. Straight drop back. Steps away from trouble and gets sacked. Excellent pass pressure that time. Yes, indeed. let's credit Nissan with part of that sack, and Azevedo was in there as well. Third and about 14, and just 45 seconds left.
And Pitman's showing some fight.
Yes, they are.
They are showing some fight right now. Good for them.
Yep, they're kind of playing on that play like, how dare you try to score on us with some late bombs here, up by 4 scores. We'll put a little pass pressure on you.
Well, I'm going to guess when we come out in the second half, we're going to see a lot of ground game. Ground and pound with Trail.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what the coaches have to say, so we can remind you that Lauren Goodman will be interviewing the head coaches during the halftime intermission and get their thoughts on the opening 24 minutes of play. Right now, though, 3rd and 14.
We're in 2-down territory, I would guess, for the Mustangs.
Laurier back under center. Nice drop back. Looks left and throws to the right side. He's got a hook up there and out of bounds to stop the clock. What a play. Crump is having a big first half. Move the stakes. What do you see here, Mike?
Well, at first I was going to get on him about coming back into the field to play because they needed to get out of bounds. But right there,
yes,
he did exactly how Coach would want him. Stop the clock.
He surely did. He stops it with 37 and a first down from the 16-yard line. Single wideouts left and right. Backs staggered split behind Laurier. Short drop this time. Steps away, looks, fires, left corner. Just overthrown
Just
again. You know, they're throwing the ball all over the lot.
They're throwing the ball.
Crump didn't try for that.
You know, I'm surprised Laurier hasn't just pulled up and run the ball a couple times, which I think he can.
Well, he's sorry that he missed Crump on that play.
Right. I think we might have seen every pass play in the Monterey Trail playbook up to this point.
And they have worked well.
Yep.
He's missed a couple open guys. Mirza, that one time, was obvious, and they're right there, Crump. But here he's still got an opportunity.
Timeout Pitman.
That's a good call by Coach Tyler and staff. They are showing some fatigue and some disarray. And again, this is a quarterfinal round playoff. A number 7, Pitman a number 7 seed. Monterey Trail seeded number 2 behind long-standing leader Folsom. Beautiful night here, a bit on the chilly side, but just what probably most fans have been yearning for the past 6 weeks. And certainly festive for the hosts and their contingent here at Monterey Trail High School. Mark Macris Memorial Stadium, always a warm venue provided by the administration here. They leave the welcome mat out. Here we go. 30 seconds to go. Short drop, quick hitch, left side. Follow the blocking, string the play, and shoved out of bounds to stop the clock with 22. What an effort there. You know, Brown really was doing some work on that. They're trying to beat the clock. They've started it here. Not quite. Yes. Another look at the Prophet. You see there just a short hitch that hung up there a while. Little zigzag, and he breaks out of that tackle, steps away, lunges. Okay.
And bread and butter time right here.
Inside the 5. Turn and give. Touchdown Mustangs as they blast in Victor Oliver. Well,
we're heading towards running clock territory. Second half.
Yes, sir, we are. Oliver, I'm going to give him a 3-yard run on that. And again, Lee lines up for the PAT. And he looks to be 6 for 6. Got it. Spin a replay as we go to break. And Monterey Trail hits the cash register again, courtesy of Mr. Oliver. We'll be right back.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
The Monterey Trail Mustangs are hitting on all of their cylinders. Their Veer engine has revved up, and they're on top 42-7 here with just 18 seconds remaining here in the first half. Lee pounds this one to about the 6-yard line. Boy, what an effort there. A tough way to go on the run. You know, Sergio Romo's really done a yeoman's job here on these run backs. And there have been
and we have
7 of them.
I don't want to give a shout out to Michael Lee. There, you know what? People don't appreciate kickers. Do you know how hard it is to get a kicker to kick that ball within the 5 every time? And he's solid, reliable, perfect on PATs.
No, he's
you can't discount kickers.
No. Special teams was one of our considerations, and you can see how that's played out here in the first half. And a kneel down will finish off the first half, and it has been all Monterey Trail after the opening few minutes. The visiting Pitman Pride scored first, impressively, and it has been 42 unanswered points afterward that has given us this 42-7 score here at the intermission. Despite the layoff and the bye week and some off-timed mechanics, I would have to say that's been a very impressive opening half. Okay, let's turn our attention to Lauren Goodman.
So we get better, man.
Well, Coach Ewing, coming off a bye, how do you feel about your team's performance thus far, 42 points in the first half?
I'm excited because they were excited. And so, you know, you never know how they're going to come out in terms of, we had a few offsides, had some penalties, so you saw that they're so anxious to play football. They're so competitive. They want to compete. And so it was great to be able to come out and play, you know, fast and just get comfortable doing that again, just kind of playing aggressively. And the timing was good. The guys get their timing down, and I was really happy with the performance.
Any first half adjustments that you feel your team needs to make immediately so you can smooth this game out, get adjusted?
No, I think we'll be okay. I think we made a few of the adjustments earlier, and our guys just playing really fast right now, so I just let them just play right now, you know, let them play.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck in the second half. We'll be right back.
Okay, thank you very much, Lauren Goodman. TJ Ewing certainly more than satisfied with his team's performance after the bye week. And there you see the numbers. Monterey Trail leading big at the intermission. Don't wander away. We've got lots more to come during this halftime segment on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me?
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
Well, we're here at Mark Macker Stadium. Monterey Trail is leading 42, Pitman 7, and now I'm here with David Coronado, the athletic director for the Mustangs here. It's such a special season, undefeated 10-0. How has that impacted the student athletes as well as the community?
Oh, it's just great. It's a great feeling. You come out to these games, you got all the alumni here supporting our program, people in the community. It's just really become a community here at Monterey Trail. It's awesome to have our student athletes being successful right now in multiple sports, but of course the football season really puts us out front and in the community. So it's really awesome right now.
So they say you guys have kind of honed this philosophy of double sport athletes. A lot of your guys out here play multiple sports. I see a lot of multiple coaches out here. How big is that to the success of the Monterey Trail Mustangs?
It's huge. We really push the multiple sport athlete. We believe, you get your best athletes. You want them to be a part of your program. You want those kids to be in other programs with other coaches and just to build that community. We started in PE. We get a Mustang break every single day, and we really push the multiple sports, go to different things. If, you don't make one team, that's all right. Go to another and just really put the philosophy of the Monterey Trail Mustangs and what we believe in and just go out there and compete.
Being a part of the original staff and a lot of your original staff when school first opened here, seeing the overall progress of Coach Ewing and what he's done with the football program, how does that represent what you guys have tried to work on in the last 14 years?
Oh, it's been phenomenal. I was lucky enough. I came on 2005 with Coach Ewing. I've been JV coach under him. It's just great to be working with such a mastermind of the sport and just being in a community, with all these staff and members and teachers that are here, and just being a part of the Monterey Trail on the campus is just phenomenal. It really, truly is. It's a great feeling to come to work every day and be around good people, good kids, and it's our community, and we're really happy that people are starting to really understand what we're about, and our community is supporting us 100%.
Coach, now you have, like you mentioned already, alumni here filling up on the sidelines. You guys have an amazing band out here. How big is it right now for Monterey Trail in this playoff atmosphere?
It's awesome because, we get to live it every day, and it's good to share it with everybody else. We get to really put ourselves out there as far as, TV and media and everything else. What they're saying, we've known, we've really stressed. Our coaches know, our staff knows. We couldn't do it without all our teachers and support staff and everybody, custodial teams to, all our coaches, and they just believe in what we're doing and they believe in our kids. So it's high expectations, high standards, and we really just want to continue to get better in everything we do.
Well, the Mustangs look like they're in a good position right now to be impactful. We are here at the Mark Macri Stadium. Monterey Trail 42, Pitman 7. We'll be right back.
So there you are. It's flu season, and you're over 65 like me. You might be forgetting something serious. Your annual flu shot.
The flu can be life-threatening, especially if you have chronic conditions like diabetes and heart disease, which can worsen with the flu.
The immune system weakens with age. Ask about a flu vaccine option made specifically for us. Visit ncoa.org/flu to learn more and talk to your doctor about vaccine options for people 65 and older.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me?
Nice to have you with us this evening for Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week. We're in Elk Grove tonight at Monterey Trail High School, Mark Macris Memorial Stadium, and in this second round, quarterfinal round, CIF Sac-Joaquin section Les Schwab Tires Football Championships, Monterey Trail has dominated first half play against visiting Pitman of Turlock. And we're going to take a look at the keys, the considerations, the vital factors that we isolated prior to the game. And I think this will basically summarize the first half of play, Mike.
Well, we have some answers now. Who played the tougher schedule? We've discussed that already, and we decided that Monterey Trail did. Overall team speed, I think we guessed a little bit, but now that we're at halftime, obvious team speed goes towards Monterey Trail. Passing efficiencies even. In actuality, I think Pitman has been more successful passing. Monterey Trail's missed on a couple wide open guys, but they've shown they have been able to pass. And special teams, I would not say is even. Special teams leans heavy towards Monterey Trail at this point. They've been dominant in the first half with that. Who'll commit the costliest turnovers? How about the one within the first 2 minutes of the game in the red zone by Pitman? Changed the entire complexion of that football game. That would be Pitman. Who'll commit more mistakes and penalties? Well, oddly enough, that would be Monterey Trail at this point, I think. I think they're trying to get their feet back under them after having the bye last week. As Coach Ewing said, a lot of those penalties are just from pure aggression of being happy to play the game of football tonight. Big game playoff experience. Monterey Trail looks super, super calm and composed. Pitman looks tired. It's gut check. We always say that about teams. It's gut check time for those guys. Monterey Trail definitely is showing huge composure. Motivation to avenge the 2016 playoff loss. Monterey Trail, we were correct on that. Home field advantage has been Monterey Trail's fans have been excited. They're getting into it. Hopefully they'll be excited in the second half with a 42-7 lead. But again, every coach is going to say the same thing. 0-0, boys, coming back out onto the field. And hopefully Pitman has some fight. You know what? They're the Pitman pride, right, Will? So hopefully they represent their school and their team and their coaches, and they at least fight with some pride on the second half.
You bet. And certainly Coach Tyler and staff are pumping their ball club up right now to demonstrate exactly that. As we know, there are other games going on all around the section in all divisions, and we did show you earlier the other Division I matchups underway. And there we see a repeat of that graphic, and Dave Larson has given us an update of that top item. Number 8 seed Edison trailing big at the half to Folsom. That's a 50-point lead, I believe. And in the middle at the half, a close ball game, anybody's ball game, a little edge to St. Mary's at home. And Oak Ridge with a fight on their hands against Turlock, up, but the lead is not safe. So 2 of the 3 are in question and as competitive as we thought they would be.
You know, Sheldon and St. Mary's played last year at the same time, same place, and it was, I think, a touchdown victory to St. Mary's. Sheldon plays them tough every single year. You can never discount a Joe Catalico team.
Cannot, and you can best believe that outcome last year is fresh on the minds of the Huskies, and so that second half, no doubt, will be ultra intense. And as far as that bottom item, Eric Cavaliers Ball Club, Oak Ridge on top. But in speaking with Coach Ewing here at Monterey Trail earlier, he really had a high regard for Turlock and felt that this matchup here was anybody's game, and it's kind of looking that way. So we'll continue to update you of the scores as they materialize. And right there you see the heavy edge. The Mustangs running free, running wild, and under excellent fall football conditions. We're seeing some windbreakers and some mufflers and gloves broke out. 43 degrees, just a whisper of a breeze, and not as humid as the previous weeks, and clear as a bell for vision and sightliness. So the marching band has again impressed its audience here at Monterey Trail. Tip of the cap to them, and high school football wouldn't be the same without the marching band.
No, they do a great job. I was watching them right now. They this is one of the better bands in our area down here in Elk Grove.
They do get rave reviews and do well in those out-of-town competitions, that battle of the bands, so to speak. So certainly something to be proud of, and a nice touch here for playoff adornment. And at this point in time, TJ Ewing looking as though he can see the semifinal round clearly. And the other 3 games that are in progress, whatever happens, Folsom will be standing there when it's time to play the big one.
I think what's going to be interesting in this third quarter, or actually in the second half, is I know Coach Ewing wants to get his kids some time playing since they had the bye last week. But then you have the battle as a coach of what time do we take the boys out? You want to make sure you don't get anybody injured late in the second half of a blowout football game. So I'm curious to see how long he stays with Larrier at the quarterback, Budget at the running back. There's going to be a time, if this thing keeps going in the way it has, there's going to be a time we're going to see a switch.
Well, prior to the start of the playoffs, we took the liberty of positioning some teams based on what we considered their level of strength and so forth. In Division I, we posted Folsom, obvious, as the favorite. And Monterey Trail, though seeded 2, given that nobody really has played within Folsom's range this year, anybody would have to be considered a dark horse. The long shot would be St. Mary's, somewhat of a nemesis for Folsom, having played them a number of times and defeating Folsom 2 years ago at Sac State handily. So they are not intimidated. They have beaten Folsom in the big game before, and that's a huge psychological edge. So no upsets in D1. But from here on, not the case. Mike?
Well, you've got, Del Oro, they're always the favorite every single year, but you can't discount Intercom. They are so athletic running the wing tee. Long shot Grant went out last week. They were not at full power, got upset by Downey. And the Elk Grove Thunder and Herd are continuing. They upset Vacaville number 7 last week, and they've kind of got it going again down there in Herdville.
Well, tip of the cap to Johnny Heffernan and the Thundering Herd. That was a big win there. And, of course, those were posted prior to Grant losing 10 players due to disciplinary. Now, in D3, we put Capital Christian in charge. They were the number 1 seed. Those Merced Bears, very talented, very athletic, flashy. We'll put them as the dark horses. The long shot, sneaky number 5, tough as nails, Manteca. I wouldn't want to play them.
No, they have huge experience, too. I mean, they're winners. That's all they know how to do down there is win football games.
And if any of the games were the surprise in those first 3 divisions, the one down at the bottom there is the one that surprised me the most. Not over the decision, but over the spread, a 30-point differential.
No, and River Valley has really reached up in their preseason scheduling to play bigger Division 1 and 2 schools, and I think that's benefited them playing fast athletic schools like Sac High.
To be sure. And in D4, which is the outer reach of our coverage over the last 21 years, we posted the Rio Linda Knights in that top spot, and well-deserved. Cordova, always unpredictable, always talented. You never know, so we're calling them a long shot. And Oakdale in that 5 position, another team that you just wouldn't want to draw their card to play them at playoff time. And there you see at the bottom, the Lancers dealt Golden Valley of Merced a setback, and they are alive and in action. So that's how we projected things prior to the start of this playoff round. And so far, we got 4 upsets there, but most of the leaders are still right where they should be.
Next week is when it really starts. And I'm not discounting this round, but next week, I haven't been there often, but next week is when these games start to tighten up, and the nerves and the gut reactions. It's next week.
Well, let's check back with Lauren Goodman, and that's always a good thing to do. Lauren?
To your team to uplift them coming into the second half.
Well, we can't play much more than that. So, I tell them it's not the way, especially seniors, you don't want to end it like this. That's an awful gifted football team over there, but we're making them look better than they are. I think our guys just kind of got away from us a little bit. So I try to settle them down and start thinking about one play at a time. Just go out and have fun. And this might be the last for a lot of you guys, so you want to go out the right way.
Immediate adjustments that you guys want to make after you saw the Mustangs in the first half?
Well, we need to tackle. You know what I mean? They make us miss a lot, and we're not doing. I don't know if it's the will to do it or just the athletes are so good. We're just not doing a really good job. We had a couple things corralled there, and we just didn't wrap it up. And the touchdown on the kickoff was. We haven't done that but one time all year up till now, and then we did a poor job on that. We got to end up getting a short punt, and they give them a short field, and then things just got away from us after that. And then we turned the ball over. That didn't help at all. So it was about 3 minutes there for us, and things just went from bad to worse.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you. We're going to need it.
Back to you, Will.
All right, Goody. Thank you very much for that report. And Tom Tyler taking things in stride. 2 of the last 3 years, he's reached this round, but in his 6 years hasn't reached the semis yet. So you might have to, as the old Brooklyn Dodgers used to say, wait till next year.
Well, that's the beauty of coaching. Well, his players are looking towards him right now, and I'm with them. You got to really appeal to your senior football players, and just talk about pride, self-pride, pride for the program, and really hoping to see these kids come out and play strong right now.
Well, both teams are out of the locker room ready to take the field for the second half kickoff, and Dave Larson, who's crunching our numbers tonight, passed me the quintessential example of statistics so often being misleading, and two giant numbers here that we can look at. In time of possession, Pitman dominated and therefore dominated the clock. 16 minutes, 22 seconds compared to 7:38. But on the scoreboard, not quite the same advantage, 42-7. So go figure.
In what we don't see here is special team yardage, because we're also looking at Pitman with around 179 total yards in the first half compared to Monterey Trail's 274. That's not an extreme difference for this score. But again, special teams, we just discount that sometimes. There's been most of the yardage has been covered on special teams in the first half for Monterey Trail.
And Coach Tyler quickly referenced that kickoff return for a touchdown on the immediate response. So he rattled off at least 5 things there that were below his team's capabilities, and therefore trying to settle them down at the intermission and remind them of the most important things.
Well, the last time we had a kickoff from Pitman, it did not go well. So I'm curious if they're going to let this guy go and kick this football.
Yes, the Mustangs won that opening toss and deferred, and now up 42-7. That must be a daunting realization that, yes, again, the Pride will have to kick off to the Mustangs.
Oh, wait, talked about a 2-for-1. They got a 3-for-1. They made it count. They got their money's worth in the end of that second half.
That they did. Okay, the Pride, Felipe Lopez ready to do the booting. Ramseur, one of the deep Mustang returners, and Crump the other. Booted, it's Ramseur at the 10. To the near side, big room again. Cuts it back, steps away, and hit hard from behind. Dropped near the Pride 35, and another special teams jackpot for the Mustangs, Mike.
They're just running, Monterey Trail's running at a different level than Pitman right now. They've got speed, and they're excited to be playing football. Coach Ewing said it. They're excited to be on this football field tonight.
Oh, Lord. 1st and 10 is where the down and distance is as the Mustangs set up shop at the Pride 38. Opening third period action. Quick opener, almost squirts away. He makes the 31, and we'll give him 7 on the carry. Second and 3. We're just underway here in the third quarter. Very happy to have you with us for Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week. Zach Laurier running the controls for the Mustang offense. Turn and fire. He's got a right side hookup and a little jitterbug action trying to find daylight. And it's just not there. Noble effort, Prophet Brown.
Jitterbug went backwards on that attempt.
So it's going to set up a 3rd and 4. He loses a yard, and there's a look at that defensive line for the Pride. An outstanding overall performance, notwithstanding the penalties, but the Mustangs looking sharp. Whistles, stop play.
Defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat, third down.
Okay. So an infraction at the line of scrimmage by the Pride. There you see the sideline for the Mustangs. The ball advanced out to the 26-yard line. 1st and 10, fresh set of downs. Hold on to yourselves. Here we go. Longer count this time. We see Crump down the line.
It's going to be on the offense, going backwards on this one.
I'll start on the offense.
So they trade 5-yard penalties. That's the 5th 5-yarder against Monterey Trail, plus the 2 other majors. Perhaps the only outstanding flaw in their team performance tonight. So they line up at the 31-yard line this time. Split the backs behind Laurier. Nothing doing. Budget is blasted just after he took the handoff. And again, you know, I've seen him make a couple of nice plays tonight. Matthew Robinson, a veteran linebacker over 3 campaigns and never say die attitude. Looky here. Boom.
That's a senior, though. I mean, that's a senior that's possibly playing his last game. Good for him.
Senior pride for the Pitman Pride. Budget again. Again, grudging defense. Again, Matt Robinson getting up off the pile.
Scott Tyler, too. Big first hit right there. Coach's son's not going to quit.
No quit in the Tylers. His oldest son on the coaching staff, youngest son, starting defensive end. Mustangs in no apparent rush here. 8:45, still early third. They're cruising. Quick drop, look right and fire.
Great catch. He caught it on the ground. Great catch.
How about, you know, Crump is having an outstanding game. We saw him earlier in the year in their matchup against Burbank. And he may not have been at full capacity, but did not have a good ball game. This one is just the reverse. He has been terrific.
That was Andre Crump.
How about that? What concentration. High C, Mr. Crump. 1st and 10. Put it at the Pride 14. Up the middle, drag a few people, and dropped at the 5. Boy, look at that skirmishing in the end zone. That was a nice individual effort right there. Let's take another look. Yes, Victor Oliver dragged some people. And who's got the tackle? 37, Mr. Tyler.
Personal fouls against both Pride and the Mustangs.
So they did flag that in the back of the end zone.
When we get a chance, we'll share a couple of scores across the playoff board. A couple of surprises in progress. Stoppage of play, don't know why. Chuck Dorn, our game referee.
They're lined over the ball again, right side.
Dead ball, encroachment on the
my
offense.
Word.
5-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
Wow. Okay, 2nd and 7 from the 11.
Yeah, there we go again.
More line movement.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Well, they've got 10 penalties now for sure.
Yeah. I don't know if Coach Ewing can keep attributing this to just being excited about being on the field and playing.
I don't either. But
and they're going to get it. They'll survive this week. They're not going to be able to do this next week if they have an opponent like Oak Ridge. They're going to have to figure to clean this up a little bit.
Double wideouts to the near side. I can see this one coming. Laurier looks left. Give it to Oliver, and they're waiting for him.
34, Victor Oliver on the carry. Tackled by number
Tough
42.
D right there. Well, that Pride defense trying to rear up and slam the door. Mora, an outstanding underclassman there in on that play. 6:58, clock rolling as we near midway third, 42-7. Monterey Trail dropping an avalanche of points on the visitors from Turlock in the first half. Trying to tack on another one. Motion. Go upstairs. Incomplete on the throw into the end zone.
Pitman's showing some fight. Good for them. Because their defense was not handed a nice deck here, way down in their side of the field.
They were trying to go to their tight end, Brandon Waugh, on that play. 4th and 10, and let's see what...
Michael Lee's on the field.
Yes, he is. So let's see. They're going to spot up at the 21. We'll call it a 31. Slightly right angle. Snap, spot, boot. On the way.
Short.
Just short. So the drive stalls and fizzles. Credit the Pride defense for slamming the door in the red zone.
Oh, and there's a lot of excitement on Pitman's sidelines right now. So I'm sure that was Coach Tyler's goal. Make a stop. Come out here and make a stop on defense. That's a good way to start the half. Only negative is that they rolled 6 minutes off the clock in doing it.
Got to start somewhere. Now on offense, quarterback Fair has to crank it up for his ball club. And they start with a modest run play and short yardage. Bass with the carry. Boy, I'll tell you, Almonte and Pantoja, those inside defensive linemen and those defensive ends.
You can't move them. You just cannot move them. You know, and to Trail's credit, they're in great shape. Coach Ewing really works them out hard. It's a year-round program. They're strong. They stay low.
2nd and 10. He's going upstairs, looking for the deep throw to the right sideline. Great try right there. What an excellent effort by Ricardo Aguilar. And he took a hard fall there. Coverage in that secondary applied by Prophet Brown. You'll see there he had to turn. The ball was on the other side here. Great try, hard fall. Third and 6.
That's a nice play
Big
right there.
Gain left side. And one of the better runs they've had. Bass shaking loose that time. First down, Pride.
Wing reverse, not a bad play. I like the play call.
Let's take another look. Well designed, well executed.
Well, when you get a team like Trail, they flow fast to the ball. That's a nice play call.
at the 41-yard line. Up the middle, big gain, hard running.
Uh-oh, fumble.
It does look like it, in a wild scramble. And another turnover committed, and again the hard tackling and hard shots cough it up. Budget in on that again. Turnover number 3. Gee whiz, tough luck Pride. Jaheel Budget, 14. Here's the play. Bass. No, it's not Bass, but it is Budget with the strip.
He took it right out of his hands. That was a theft.
On first down, they run wide right, and Laurier takes it all the way inside the 30. I may have missed that. It may have been Pantoja with the strip and Budget with the recovery. Pantoja, number 28, I believe, hijacked it. No, it was Budget. Wow, okay. Boy, he's playing a whale of a game. Couple of touchdowns, couple of fumble recoveries. 1st and 10 after the Laurier ramble. On the move again are the Mustangs. Left side run, look out, open daylight, touchdown Mustangs. Victor Oliver, the big O.
Oliver and Budget are fighting for the player of the game right now. They've had great games.
Okay, let's spin a couple of replays at you. Look at that. He hasn't been touched yet. That was tremendous line blocking, and Oliver knew exactly what to do with that opening. On for the PAT. Lee drives it, boots it. He's got it. 4:39 of the third. The Mustangs stretch out again. 49-7. Here's how. Man, gaping hole. Oliver for 6. We'll be right back.
Okay, so we drowned the fire. Yep. Stirred it. Drowned it again. And now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Okay. The Monterey Trail Mustangs have had the pedal to the metal. Maybe one short swoon, but a 49-7 lead is looking pretty safe here in this quarterfinal round playoff. And here's Michael Lee with the kickoff. Short to the 10. Far side run back and continued hard hitting. On the return that time, Hugo Gutierrez. So the Pride have the pill, 1st and 10.
You know, they were moving the ball in that last possession before the turnover.
So they'll open at their 26 here late in the third with 4.5 to go. 49-7. It's been 49 unanswered points. Short yardage play right up the gut, that time on the carry by Marcus Garza. We'll give him 2, call it 2nd and 8 from the 28. Boy, lots of excitement in this game. A number of long scoring plays to excite the fans. Nothing doing. Bass just unable to shake loose. The pursuit's just too tough.
No, and that was the play that went for 25 yards in the last series, and not happening there.
Bass is a heck of a competitor. Peyton Bass. Yes, the split screen showing both sides of a score of this nature. Deep throw up the middle. Broken up and nearly picked. Budget.
Fourth and long for the Pride.
He had the first down back out in the flat if he wanted it, but chose to go for the big hit.
Well, that's going to bring up 4th and 10, and the Pride just about out of ammunition on this possession. From their 27, showing punt. They have been known to throw out of this formation. But Fair puts a foot into it, and it's an end-over-end line drive that skids out of bounds near midfield. What else is new except exceptional field position for the hosts?
Starters back on the field for Monterey Trail.
Well, they have had an entire team of outstanding performances tonight. But it's up to us to designate the precious few as our players of the game. We'll be doing that later. Lauren Goodman will be interviewing our players of the game later. Right now, Mustangs back on the attack, and they try to power up and get it to midfield for about a 3-yard gain. Boy, that is some hard pushing right there. Budget again. 2nd and 7 upcoming as they put it at the Pride 49.
Hey, young Mustangs, we're getting close to the beginning of the fourth quarter. If you need a ride home, now is the time to text, call.
Scores from around the area.
Whatever you got to do to line up that ride.
Fourth quarter, Jesuit 42, Granite Bay 0. That could be the shocker of the night. Will continue momentarily. Right side run. Nice effort. Second lunge there. And it's that's Ramseur. It's gonna leave him just about a yard short.
And Granite Bay beat them in their last meeting this year.
Yes, they did. How about that? That might be Coach Blanton's finest hour at this point in time. Placer laying heavyweight shots on Yuba City, 52-13 in the third. 3rd and short for the Mustangs at the Pride 45. Keep it around the right side. Look out. Laurier's going to take it home. Touchdown, Mustangs. Zach Laurier. Well, he was entitled.
It was his time.
It was his time. He's been handing it out all night. Yes. Here's Laurier. They bit on the ball fake into the line. Got a block on Bass in the secondary, and that was it. Nice downfield block.
They just crushed the right side down. Crushed it down.
Michael Lee. The chip shot good, and they're on the board again. Here's how it happened. From 44 yards, Zach Laurier strides. We'll be right back.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. spearheading a campus tour, and another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? And now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Okay, Monterey Trail has lined up in kickoff formation many times this evening. And he's there again, 56-7. Kickoff to the 5. And a run back across the 25. You know, I got to hand it to Mr. Romo. He has he has had a full game on kickoff returns tonight.
No, he has, and it hasn't been fun for him either. It really hasn't worked out well.
Got to give it to him, though. What a competitor. First down for the Pride. We'll put him at the 24. Late here in the third at the 139 mark. Draw play. Well anticipated. Ramseur, the tackle on Marcus Garza. Yes, there are other games around the area. And here's an update in the D1 division. Okay, 64-14 in the third. I think that one's pretty safe. St. Mary's added 6. And Oak Ridge maintains their 11-point cushion in the fourth. Fair fires near side, low, incomplete. Intended there for the outstanding wide receiver, Denzel Steckran.
And they gave it to him.
They gave him a catch?
Yeah, he got his hands underneath the ball.
Okay.
It's a nice catch.
Well, he's one of the best in the area and has not been playing at full capacity, so credit his efforts tonight. 1st and 10 Pride. They park it at the Pitman 39. Short yardage.
Number 15 takes pass, ball by half the Mustang D.
They're just not going to have a lot of luck running between the tackles right now at this point.
No, they're not. We have played 3 here in Elk Grove at Monterey Trail High School in this quarterfinal round playoff, and the hosts are cruising. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
What if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Nice to have you with us tonight here at Monterey Trail High School. Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week, bringing you this quarterfinal round playoff match. The Mustangs hosting the Pitman Pride of Turlock, and leading big here as we open fourth quarter action. Over the middle, that's a nice completion. Bass on the move, near sideline, chased out of bounds near the 15. He is an excellent double threat. Let's take another look at the outstanding player from Pitman. He got away from Ramseur and carried for another 20 or so for the first down.
If you wonder what a college body looks like, he's got a college body. He's a big kid.
And that uniform is painted on there pretty good.
It is.
He looks good. Fair looks, fires over the middle, broken up. Boy, that was a hard shot delivered. It was in his hands, but Sergio Romo unable to hang on, as we're seeing some free substitutions here on the Pride side. And we've got some more scores to share with you around the playoff loop.
So Del Oro is still Del Oro. Del Oro is beating Tracy High School 36-0 in the fourth quarter. And Central Catholic is handling the Elk Grove Thunder and Herd 49-7, and Downey is down to Indercom 49-21.
Ouch. Okay, Fair gets rushed hard and sacked. Outside the 25. Heavy pass pressure. And that defensive unit there is just tough as nails.
Now, Monterey Trail has made some subs on defense, too. These kids are excited to be playing.
Keenan, number 77, and his buddies have really put the heat on. Oh-wee.
So I'm guessing we're in a 4-down territory for Pitman right now.
They are backed up after the sack, 3rd and 17.
Single coverage on number 11, and here we go.
Right sideline, broken up. Wow, incomplete right near the goal line.
Oh, the wide receiver coach will not be happy with that.
Denzel Steckgren defended there by Prophet Brown.
Get your hands up and go after that ball. That was a well-thrown football.
It was. Fair was on target.
You just don't have to cradle that ball.
Prophet Brown, number 19, on the coverage here.
He just has to go up and go grab this football.
Tough play, good timing. Fair fires out to the right side. He's got a completion. Now Bass is going to try to do something with it against the grain. Shoved out near the 15.
Interesting 4th and 20 call right there.
Well, all season long, head coach Tom Tyler and the staff have relied on the best scoring threats on this ball club from Turlock, and the Pitman point producers have answered the bell coming into this contest at 10-1, Mike.
They have. I mean, we've seen it all night. Trenton Fair at the quarterback, number 12. I would have liked to see him throw the ball a little bit more tonight. I think he's a good quarterback. We've seen the combination of Bass, Partita, and Garza running the ball all night long. And Steckgren, number 11, we just saw just with the incomplete at the goal line, has been dominant for them. They can't forget that they've had a great year. I mean, at this point, they've all had wonderful senior years.
And I'll have to surmise that the excellent fullback, Jacob Partita, never did return from that nick he had earlier in the game. I haven't seen him here in the better part of the second half, so evidently playing without his fine services. Tough luck. On first down, they push out for about 3 yards.
We got a lot of starters coming off the field right now. And a new quarterback at the helm.
Well, you know, they have had him on the depth chart for the entire season, Victor Timonian. And it's tough to get playing time sometimes, but
well, I'm sure he's played a lot this year with all those shutouts.
I was about to say, In their case, major opportunities. Outside, wide, big speed, turn it on, see you later. Oh my goodness, Prophet Brown. Take it home, downtown Brown. Well,
so that's the future of Monterey Trail football right there. Sophomore running back.
We saw him excel in the secondary as well with pass defense. That was long distance. And you can see the excitement there. Explosive. Is this Veer engine explosive?
Well, if you're going to be called the Prophet, you better be good.
Okay, after this PAT from, well, he's been Mr. Reliable, and there you see Prophet Brown along that sideline. Mr. Lee, flag flies, line surge by the Pride, premature.
Refuse it.
Referee Chuck Dorn.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense. That's declined. Extra point.
Okay, so they'll do it again out of the hold of Victor Timonen. Lee chips it and splits it. Okay, let's take a look at this replay. It's significant. Boy, oh boy, Prophet Brown untouched. Show me the open daylight for 80 yards. And he is one of a very elite group of running backs that the Mustangs feature. And there you see them by the numbers. Budget, Laurier, Oliver, Brown, Hills, Ramseur. That group there, that six-pack, has churned out better than 3,500 yards and 49 Ts coming into this game. And
you know, Larrier's been quiet. This is actually a pretty quiet running night for Larrier. I mean, next week might be a lot different for him.
Let's call him a facilitator, and he has done that willingly and beautifully.
Yes, he has.
Well, what a game down in Stockton. 4 minutes to go. St. Mary's clinging to a 23-21 lead over Sheldon. Oh, my goodness. But Michael Lee has been busy this evening. Boom. At the 9-yard line. Nowhere to go. And excellent downfield coverage. Another testimony of superior special teams play.
It's just speed. I've been looking at that all night. It's great to be fast. And Monterey Trail's fast. They are fast all over on offense, defense, special teams. And the one person that's going to need ice tonight is the kicker because he's been busy.
Yes, busy could be considered an understatement. This might be a season's high in points. I'm not certain, but they're close.
They are definitely close.
TJ Ewing, happy about his team's performance following the bye week. Short yardage on first down on the run play. Well, again, we want to remind you that coming up in our post-game segment, Lauren Goodman will be interviewing our players of the game. And look, lo and behold, we have filled out our ballots, and we're going to just be forced to keep you in suspense until we reach the post-game. But I think we've identified some super-duper players. The Pride playing it out to the end. Fair. Clock rolling at the 1:35 mark. This host crowd has been treated to an extravaganza of exciting, scintillating, long-distance plays, big plays, and it's been a while since I've seen that many in a single game.
Yeah, it's actually been kind of easy for Monterey Trail today. But their players got work, and that's something they didn't have last week.
That is true. Well, that didn't work. The run play stuffed. Under a minute to go, clock rolling, and want to let you know next week we got something special for you, and that's going to be a carefully selected semifinal round matchup in this CIF Sac-Joaquin section Les Schwab Tires Football Championships. We will pick one of the very best available semifinal matchups as we reach the round of Final Four. 10-second mark.
Yeah, that should do it.
And it's zeros all the way across the clock. And this game is in the book. A 63-7 Monterey Trail victory in the finest tradition of their best performances. And as we see there at midfield, sportsmanship among these two teams. Warriors from Turlock and Elk Grove saluting each other. A very, very impressive win by Monterey Trail. And for visiting Pitman, they will have continuing excellent days ahead as this program has been revitalized under Tom Tyler, who has brought them to this stage of the season in 2 of the past 3 seasons after some very disappointing losing seasons under previous coaches.
Yeah, they've been a successful program since they've opened, and they've been in the playoffs many times this year. I know this is probably a tough one for Coach Tyler. I've been in the position to have coached. I'm sure he's coached both of his boys in football for many, many years. And he gets to coach his son, who's a senior this year, for his last game, Scott Tyler. So I know that's there's a lot of emotions going on at that point with that family. I've been there and I've done it, and sometimes it's a sad realization when you know that you're putting all that time in the books. But Pitman fought. They fought in the second half. They did show their pride. They just did not have the speed to match Monterey Trail offensively, defensively, or special teams.
All around fine performance. And again, let's take notice of Monterey Trail's explosiveness. By that I mean scoring plays, let's say, in excess of 39 yards. And they had 6 of them in excess. 94, 65, 57, 39, 44, and 79.
Sure makes an offensive coordinator look good.
Doesn't it make him look so good?
It sure does.
Well, it was all Monterey Trail tonight, and in grand fashion, they will reach the semifinal round. Don't wander off. When we return, we'll reach our post-game segment, and the aforementioned player of the game interviews, and more. Stay with us.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
The verdict is in, and the decision is final this evening in Elk Grove, where the Monterey Trail Mustangs here at Mark Macris Memorial Stadium put it all together in a Division I quarter-final round playoff game with Pitman of Turlock. And as you see there on your graphic, a resounding 63-7 victory that highlighted all phases of their well-rounded, balanced team. As a result, they'll move on to semifinal round action. Lauren Goodman is standing by with a couple of our players of the game. Let's go ahead and take a look and identify them on screen for you. For the visiting Pitman Pride of Turlock, the outstanding defensive end, Scott Tyler, being recognized for his superior play this evening. And for the host Mustangs, running backs Jaheel Budget and Victor Oliver, a tandem there, too tough to stop. Let's join Lauren Goodman down on the field for her interviews. Lauren?
Well, Will, I'm here with the players of the game. First, I want to acknowledge that Scott Tyler is going to be joining us later. Right now, he's participating in a senior activity that Pitman does at the end of their game, so he will be joining us later. Right now, I have the two running studs from Monterey Trail, Jaheel Budget and Victor Oliver. Victor, I got to kind of go to you first. You kind of opened the door. People weren't expecting you to come out with that big yard run touchdown in the first one. How are you feeling on the field tonight?
Just feeling really energetic. You know, our school has lost in the first round of the playoffs for like the last 4 years, and people just still sleep on us. You say we play not good teams, so you know, I feel like we just had a lot to prove tonight. You know, to all the haters out there.
Now, Jaheel, you've been kind of carrying the team in the running category. Victor kind of started it off for you, and then you followed up right where he was at. What were you seeing on the field tonight, and how was the energy for the Mustangs?
Everybody was doing their jobs. You know, when the energy's high, everybody's playing well, everybody's doing their job. We get successful, we get big runs.
Now, you guys are a part of a running tandem here tonight. You guys run the veer, get options. What were you guys seeing as far as your offensive line? How are they helping you guys get in those gaps?
Offensive line doing a good job of sticking on their blocks, not just getting there. When they get there, you stick on the blocks, it opens up big holes, big runs.
Yeah, you know, they just did a good job getting off the ball quick and staying on blocks, like Jaheel said. And, you know, we can't do nothing without our line, so that's really appreciated. Shout out the line, bro.
Now, everybody was giving you mad love, Victor. Big numbers in touchdowns today, probably your highest this season. What were you feeling when you came into the game? You guys had that bye week, and you know you had this big game today.
Just wanted to play football, you know? Just wanted to play football.
Now, Budget, you guys handled business tonight and got that first win. How did that prepare you guys for whoever you guys are going to play in the next round?
We're just going to try to keep the energy rolling, get back here tomorrow morning, put in some work, and get ready for next week.
Guys, I'm going to ask both of you, what does this season mean to you, and how do you guys want to finish it out?
We're not going to be satisfied till we see Folsom in the section championship. So, you know, It's the road to Folsom.
Yeah, that's the goal, get this section championship. Nothing like high school football. There's no experience like this ever again in your life, so just want to make the most of it.
Thank you so much, guys. We'll have the coach right down. Will, I'm going to go back to you.
Okay, Lauren, we'll bounce it back to you shortly when winning head coach TJ Ewing makes his way over to your station. And, of course, we sure would like to also get a word with Tyler, who was had to participate in his team's game conclusion there. But those two running backs well, okay, let's just hum it right back to you, Lauren.
Well, I have Coach Ewing here kind of getting all adjusted, coming down from that win. Coach, how fun was tonight for you?
It was in the beginning, it was a little stressful because our kids were so, they just wanted to compete. So looking for a competitive team, and in the playoffs, that's what it's going to be. They're all well-coached teams. They're all multiple-year experienced playoff coach teams. So our kids really, really appreciated, the competition. So that was, we kind of knew they were going to be a little bit giddy in that regard, and we had a few offsides calls. We had some things we had to clean up, but I thought overall energy was outstanding, and our kids love playing football. So it's fun to watch them perform, and tonight was a great performance.
Guys are really focused on the field, showing it with their enthusiasm, but they're also trying to prove something out here. How much of that do you feel, Coach?
Well, our guys don't care who we play. They just want to play somebody really good so they can just compete and have fun playing. Because our kids love playing football. And that's the one thing that's really a joy to be at practice every day, because the kids enjoy coming out there. They really like to practice and like to get better. And the playoffs brings that out of them. So I'm excited for the next challenge, next step, next team, and we're looking forward to next Friday night.
Coach, now, again, we highlighted you're kind of one of the first coaches we're covering that got that first week bye. Now you've gotten the victory after the bye. Coach, what type of adjustment did that kind of throw into the regular routine of how playoffs have kind of traditionally been?
Well, it makes a big difference because you get an opportunity to see your opponent. They really don't see you that way. So that's definitely an advantage for a team that have a bye. I'd rather just play because our kids love playing football, so we don't really like to be out of game of football. So, but either way, we figure out whatever we're told to do. We'll do whatever we're told to do.
Coach, a lot of people don't know about the success of your junior program. A lot of these guys, well, multiple of these guys, grew up in your junior program. So you've been seeing these guys since they were little guys playing football on this field. How big is it for you to see them kind of develop into now winning their first playoff game and going to that second round?
It's very gratifying because you know the parents, and we really appreciate the parents and their patience because, youth level, we don't have a lot of control with that. So a lot of times, you get put in leagues or whatever, and it just comes out to what it is. We don't really have as much control as we have in high school. We know what the kids are doing year round. And so we really appreciate the parents being patient and really guiding their kid and understanding that it's a bigger picture than winning and losing in the youth level. And about, we believe in you, we believe in what you believe in, and we want you to be around our kid and teach them good lessons about life. And that's what we try to do. We try to really teach the life lessons. And those lessons are hard, and they're fun, and they're tough. So it's like just a journey that parents have to buy into, and they do a good job of that. And I just love the Junior Mustang program and all the parents that are involved with it.
Coach, now how do you bottle up all the energy and all the success from tonight and preparing for next week?
Well, we play Oak Ridge. They're a well-coached team, so kids know they have a lot of respect for Oak Ridge. So it'll be a great matchup for us. So our kids are humble. We watch films, so our kids get humbled that way.
Thank you so much, Coach. I appreciate it. Before we go back up to you, Will, I do want to give an extra shout-out to Scott Tyler. He was our player of the game for Pitman. He is also a senior and the son of the coach. I know tonight is a difficult night, especially when you lose your last game and you're done, and they are having still a moment on the field, Pitman, before they get ready to go. So I did want to acknowledge him. He didn't be able to come back to the video for the interview, but he played an outstanding game tonight and definitely led the Pitman in the best way a senior can. Back to you, Will.
Well, thank you, Lauren. Certainly a well-deserved compliment. I'm so glad you did mention that, and he did play his heart out tonight. And sorry he couldn't join us. Nevertheless, acknowledgement indicating him as player of the game, representing the Pitman Pride. Well, Here in the post-game segment, it has come to our attention, Coach Mike Johnson, that we now know who Monterey Trail will be playing in the semifinals.
Yes, we do. It's going to be Oak Ridge. Right back here at home at Monterey Trail High School. And that's going to be an exciting game.
Oak Ridge?
Oak Ridge beat Turlock 27-9 tonight. Turlock's a good football team. Turlock has handled teams down in their league this year. So Oak Ridge will be ready, and I can tell you the Monterey Trail boys are confident. Monterey Trail's, I heard the word Folsom a whole bunch at down there with Lauren. And I'm sure Coach Ewing's going to redirect that focus towards Oak Ridge real quick today.
Real quick. And in that game, Oak Ridge able to pull away after leading 20-11 for quite some time. So they added a little bit of a window dressing TD there to make it more decisive. This game here this evening at Monterey Trail, quite decisive. And in another D1 game down in Stockton, what a comeback. We talked about him earlier, High C, Joe Catolico, and the Sheldon Huskies. That game was anybody's game for the entire game, and St. Mary's was on top. How about that? What a wild finish. Sheldon had taken a 29-23 lead with less than a minute to go, and St. Mary's countered with a touchdown. Had to be in the final seconds.
It had to be.
To win it 30-29.
Welcome to high school football.
Ooh-wee, what a ball game there. And
I'm glad we did a last-second check on that score.
Well, let's credit Dave Larson for our scoreboard chopping, and quite a wild night. Okay, down to Lauren Goodman. Look who she found.
Well, I have Tyler Scott here from Pitman, kind of finishing the senior walkthrough. Played very physical tonight. How are you feeling out on the field coming down after the bus ride?
After the bus ride, we were really excited for the game. We felt we could, come out and do a lot. And obviously it didn't go our way, but in the end, we're really happy with how we played, and we make sure to leave it all on the field.
So your plays were very physical. Saw you out there making hard tackles, kind of leading your team. How was that helping your team, even though it wasn't going your way?
Even though through the tough times, even things weren't going our way, just making sure you show effort and really just leading your team through example is a big thing, and still showing that you really care and you're not giving up can really inspire others to do the same.
So you are also the coach's son. How does it feel playing for your dad on your last game?
Playing for my dad, obviously people think there can be a lot of downsides, but it makes me want to play harder. And my brother's actually a coach too, and it makes me it makes me have to play harder and be more physical, and I'd rather have my dad as a coach than not.
So you guys were kind of participating through a senior walk. Can you guys kind of talk me through that moment and how that experience was for you?
It's a really emotional moment, and it's a really big traditional thing because you go through all 4 years and you get really close with all the coaches and all the players, and it's really sad to see it all end, and you have a big flow of emotions that just come through you, and it's a big deal.
Completely understand. Do you have any plans or goals after tonight? What do you want to do when you go after you graduate from high school?
After I graduate, I want to go to college, maybe play some football, and just see what happens from there.
Thank you so much, Tyler, for coming back to our interview. Back to you, Will.
Well, thank you very much, Lauren. I'm delighted that you were able to catch up with Mr. Tyler there, and fine interview. Young man is going to make his mark and go a long way. And Coach Johnson, it's always a tough task to show well in the face of adversity and extreme adversity. He was able to do that, and the spirit of their team surfaced as well.
No, I agree, and his dad will be proud of him. And this is always the interesting time when you're passing the torch to the juniors and you're giving hugs to the seniors, and it's a traditional thing. It happens every year, and it's it's sad for coaches to do that. But I enjoyed watching Pitman's kind of this tradition they talked about. Part of me wonders if old Colin Kaepernick went through that tradition back in the early 2000s. Not a lot of people know, or they might know, that Colin Kaepernick played football at Pitman High School. He was their initial quarterback when the school opened in 2002.
It seems to me you played that ball club with your Lincoln Stockton team.
Well, and that's how I have the knowledge of that, and that was actually my Franklin squad. Our very first year we opened in 2002, we went down to a brand new Pitman High School. We actually played at their field, and we got to play against a young, skinny, tall, athletic Colin Kaepernick, who was super athletic at the time. He was only a sophomore. We beat Colin Kaepernick, and so that was a thing of pride for us. And he's gone on to do huge things at Pitman and Nevada and the Niners, and and now he's a big social activist in doing his thing off the field. So he's a big alumni for this school.
That's a wonderful story. I appreciate you sharing that with us, and part of an evening full of interesting facts, big plays, and lots of emotion from both sides. And I really have to salute the sportsmanship and the mutual respect that these two teams have for each other. Lots of hard hitting going on during the game, but still a grasp of the bigger picture.
Well, I've always, nothing's better than high school football. These kids aren't on scholarships; they're not getting paid. They're out here for the love of the game, and I always love when I finish watching the game and watching the handshakes and the hugs. And it's we don't hear about all the great sportsmanship that happens all over these high schools every Friday night, and we saw it tonight.
We surely did. I'm going to sneak in one more fact here before we dial out. This is courtesy of Dave Larson. In a ball game that epitomizes the cliche of no defense. In a D4 quarterfinal round matchup, Rio Linda facing Pacheco, 77-63. That's right, you heard it correctly. That is a wild one, but tonight was a wild one here in D1. And as you see there, Monterey Trail, 63 unanswered points to win going away. They will advance to a semifinal matchup with the Oak Ridge Trojans. And for the 7-seed Pitman Pride, they will see better days again next season. Want to thank the Monterey Trail High School administration, particularly Athletic Director David Coronado and his staff, for their cooperation and assistance with the broadcast arrangements for tonight's television production. The Hometown Sports Game of the Week is a special sports presentation of Access Sacramento in association with Play-by-Play Sports Productions. For Mike Johnson, Lauren Goodman, our game director Kevin Special K, and our pinch hit statistician Dave Larson, and the entire Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast crew, I'm Will James. We thank you so much for joining us, and as always, look forward to the next occasion when we can get together. From Monterey Trail High School in Elk Grove, winning big are the host Mustangs, putting it all together by a final score of 63-7. So long, everyone.
Is available for purchase on DVD. For more information, call Access Sacramento, 916-456-8600, extension 0. This has been a Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast from Access Sacramento. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.